by saying, welcome home.
Touchdown for the Commanders. After nearly 3 decades of calling Landover home in a banner season that brought new hope for the Burgundy and Gold, the team is set to return to the district.
We're going to turn this city upside down.
Transforming its old home, RFK.
Now we want to bring the Commanders home.
Into its new home.
With a new RFK that our fans will love, our opponents will fear.
And I can't wait for RFK 2.0.
A state-of-the-art attraction for District, Maryland, and Virginia residents to enjoy.
Going back to RFK, that's where the spirit of this football team resides at.
Promising to mix football and entertainment with new homes and investments.
That'll be a great thing for the D.C.
Bringing new life to the old site that sat crumbling for years. Our team of reporters fanned out across the DMV, digging into the deal.
The plans and the promises.
And $1.2 billion in public dollars, that is something I'm not comfortable and I don't support.
Amid excitement of making new Commander memories in the district.
And the concerns of what an exit from Landover could mean for Prince George's County and the state of Maryland.
One thing that we know is we're not going to be left with what RFK is.
Right now on News 4.
A live look now tonight at the site where for decades crowds roared for DC's NFL team. The now battered Coliseum on the banks of the Anacostia has renewed hopes for a new life.
A place where history was written in burgundy and gold and champions found and dreams were realized. Now there is a new dream for the RFK Stadium site, and the city is bouncing tonight.
Can you feel it?
Welcome into News 4 at 6, everybody. I'm Jim Hadley.
And I'm Eun Yang. Time passed, the roar faded, concrete crumbled as the glory days turned into memories at RFK Stadium. But this city and the team never forgot.
Boy, they didn't. After decades away, a return to D.C. could be in the works. News 4 has been working for you from the very beginning with the plans to bring the Commanders back to the nation's capital. Today, we got a look at what that new stadium will look like.
These renderings from the mayor's office give just a glimpse into the amazing future that could come to RFK, but it's not a done deal just yet. We have team coverage of today's announcement. Commanders team insider JP Finlay joins us in studio with team and league reaction. And our Paul Wagner heard from D.C. council members about why this might not be a done deal yet.
That looks like an offensive line right there. We begin with News 4's Mark Segraves. Mark, you broke this story 2 weeks ago. This is a huge deal with a lot of money on the table. But as you've been telling us all day today, it's far from a done deal.
That's an old offensive line you're looking at there, Jim. Yes, you're right. It is far from a done deal, and that is because all of this has to be approved by the D.C. Council. The mayor will need 7 votes from the D.C. Council in order to make this a reality. It's important to note there were only 4 members of the D.C. Council at this announcement, so if you take those 4 as yes votes, they still need 3 more votes to get this across the goal line. But again, if you are a fan of football, if you are in support of bringing this team and the stadium back here to the RFK site over my shoulder, then yeah, today is a day for celebration.
So I want to start by saying, welcome home. Right now, as our economy is shifting, it's something our city really needs because we need growth and we need jobs.
Flanked by team owner Josh Harris and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, Mayor Muriel Bowser laid out the nearly $4 billion deal to bring the Washington football team back to D.C. and build a 65,000-seat domed stadium on the site of the old RFK Stadium. Something Harris said was part of his vision since the day he bought the team.
Now we want to bring the Commanders home with a new RFK that our fans will love, our opponents will fear. This project is about so much more than building a stadium. It's about a once-in-a-generation opportunity to create a catalyst for long-term transformational economic growth here in D.C. That means thousands of new jobs, billions of new tax revenue, thousands of new homes, partnerships with local businesses, and the creation of about 90 acres of mixed-use development for our community. And you know what? The city of Washington and the DMV deserve it.
The deal would have the team kicking in $2.7 billion for the construction of the stadium, and the district kicking in more than $1.1 billion for infrastructure and other development around the stadium. Mayor Bowser defended spending more than $1 billion of D.C. tax money on the stadium development. At the same time, she'll be making hundreds of millions of dollars in cuts to D.C.'s overall budget, pointing to the economic growth she says an NFL stadium will spur, including between 5,000 to 6,000 housing units, 30% of which will be affordable housing. Bowser said the development of the stadium and the surrounding 180 acres will create thousands of jobs and attract more development to the area, including retail and a youth sports complex. Commissioner Goodell added the chances of getting a Super Bowl are very good.
This is a very special day, one that many of us have been looking forward to many years. The stadium project announced today promises to be great for the fans, the team and the district, and the NFL.
So while Commissioner Goodell would not confirm that a Super Bowl might come to D.C. should a new stadium be built here, he had a very big smile on his face when he was talking about that possibility. As we move forward, here's two phrases that you're going to hear a lot. From Mayor Bowser, you're going to hear the term shifting economy. What she's referring to there is the fact that D.C. for generations has been based its economy on the federal workforce being here. And with the federal workforce dwindling under President Trump, that economy now has to shift, and the mayor says shifting it to a sports and entertainment-based economy is the way to survive and to move forward. The other term that you're going to hear a lot from the team is spiritual home. We heard this from Josh Harris saying that no matter where this team has played, this site behind me has always been the spiritual home for the Washington football team, and that's why he wants to bring it back here to Washington, D.C. But again, they can't do that without the majority of the D.C. Council giving it a thumbs up. Phil Mendelson, the chairman, put out a blistering statement. You're going to hear from him and Paul Wagner's report in a little bit. But without them, this is not going to happen. There were only 4 members of the council at this press conference today. They need 7 votes to make this happen.
All right. Our Mark Segraves, who broke the story last week, has stayed in front on this story. We know you'll continue to bring us the latest updates. Mark, thank you.
Oh.